The meeting has started. Shut up.
That's the one that we're using today.
To drop engineering.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
Good
how are
morning,
you
sir.
doing today? Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
You all had a nice night.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So as usual, we'll wait for about 5 minutes past 10 a.m. before we start the class so that others can join us. And I hope we're all able to do our assignment yesterday. Hello, nobody is answering me. Were you able to get your assignment done yesterday? Joshua.
Is it on the training on that train model?
Yes, on teachable machines.
Yes, we have done it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, great, great, great. Well done, everyone. So let's wait for like 5 minutes past 10, then we'll start the class.
I'm breaking, sir. Close. Sir, are we still going to use website today? Sir, are we still going to use website today?
Sorry, who was asking a question?
Me, sir, Muhammad.
Okay, what did you say? I didn't hear you clearly.
No, this is not one now. So why?
Are we still going to use website today for the plot engineering?
Don't worry. Once your teacher comes in, once you start your class, he'll guide you on everything you need to do. So you just need to pay attention to whatever he's doing. Is that okay? Whatever it
Sir.
is you need to do, he's going to guide you through. That's why he's here. So just be patient and hold on till the class starts.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right now. Yeah, Mr. Adiola, I think you can start the class now.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, how are we doing this morning?
I think you're a bit low. Can't hear you as loud as clearly as you might think. Maybe you should adjust.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All
Okay.
right. Sorry, I was using my hands free before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, welcome to day 2 of the prompt engineering course, and for yesterday, the machine learning. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
So, I was asking, I hope you're able to do your assignments yesterday for the machine learning.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. Thank
So
you
I
very much.
tried submitting the assignment, but I had some issue while submitting it.
Okay. Who here submitted the assignment?
Excuse me, sir. I didn't get to do my assignment because I went out.
All right, you still have today to do it. All right, you can do it today, no problem. All right, just make sure you do it. All right, who has submitted the assignment?
Me, sir.
All right, great.
Submitted my assignment.
So the person that has an issue trying to submit, what's the issue exactly? What error did it give you?
When I saved my assignment, I wanted to open it. The thing now showed me option to choose to open it with either Microsoft Store or Notepad. I chose Notepad and it was showing some codes or line of codes that I don't
Well,
understand.
hold on. Yeah, hold on. So that's not how you open the file. You don't just double tap on open the teachable machine site, then open the file from there. Do you understand? That's how you open it. Let me show you again. I think that's why I didn't show you guys yesterday. I'll show you now.
Okay, sir.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So still on these 3 lines you have here, if you want to open an existing file or a file you've saved before, this is what you click on. Open project from file. All right, this is what you do.
Sir,
So once you click that, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So I repeat myself again one last time. You click on these 3 lines. It's the same process of when you're trying to save your project or download the project as file. So if you want to open that project you've saved, you click on open project from your file, wherever you saved it to. Do you understand? So all you have to do is locate wherever you saved it to the folder you put it in. For me, I put my own, I think, yeah, I put mine in a separate folder where you have the .tm projects. These ones that you have here, these are my saved projects. All right, so you can click on any of them. Remember I said yesterday that for your teachable machine projects, the file format is .tm. The file format for saving it is .tm. All right, so that is how you open your project. Do you understand? Olabia Yomida, are you there?
Sir.
All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
that is how, yeah. So do you understand now? And every other
Yes, sir.
person. Yeah, so that is how to open an existing project. If you want to add new classes and other stuff to it, that's all. That's all. All right. So to today's class, let's move to today's class.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, it's me. Just my laptop had problem yesterday. I
Okay.
wasn't able to join. So can you please maybe run a recap of yesterday?
Well, I can't do that now because we have another lesson for today. So just drop that in chat in your WhatsApp. All right, that will be settled later. All right.
Sorry, Jesse, I got a call from your mom today. I made it clear that we'll provide the link to yesterday's class. We'll provide so that you can go through it today and you catch up. Then if you're still having any issues, you can let us know and we'll come in and help you. So just in the next probably 12, before 2 p.m. today, you should get it.
All right. So for today's class, we have generative pre-trained transformers, which is GPT for short. All right. So this is the lesson for today. So as usual, and as we all do it, we'll go to your CodeMiners account and open this lesson for today. All right. Generative pre-trained. What?
I'm already there, sir.
All right. So to every other person that's not there yet, kindly go to your account now. Are we all there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just like, or just as I said
Yes, sir,
yesterday,
I'm right there.
all right, I'm giving you a minute to get there. Just like I said yesterday, I want everybody to be on the same page. I want everybody to follow together so we won't be dragged back at all. So make sure you are logged into your CodeMiners account. Then you click on generative pre-trained transformers. That is what we are doing today. Make sure you are on this lesson. Make sure it's open.
Sir, I'm done.
All right. So are we all there now? Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
All right, great. It's very good. So let's move on. So we have, I think, a few lots to learn today, and we'll be starting with introduction to prompting, an introduction to prompting. Remember, the course we're doing overall is prompt engineering, and there's a lot to learn under it. All right. So I'll just give a definition of what prompt engineering is all about, first of all, before we dive into what we have in our course. So prompt engineering is like giving instructions to a computer program to make it do something specific. So this also aligns to the definition of computer programming and the language we use to communicate with our computers. Remember our Python course, what I taught you guys. So it's the same definition and the same alignment, all right? So prompt engineering is basically giving instructions to a computer program to make it do something specific, just like how you tell a friend what to do step by step. So you tell the computer what you want it to do through prompts, all right? And also it's very important to write clear and specific prompts to get the results you want. All this, or this last line I said, I will explain it very well, all right? And we're also going to be learning about hallucination AI, then some AI tools and content generation tools, then using personas, and I think some designing prompts or tips for designing prompts as well, and many more. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing we have here is, what is a prompt? But before we do this, you can tell me what a prompt is to your own understanding, aside what we have on the screen. Who can tell me what a prompt is? All right, Jaden, Liani.
A prompt is when you tell a computer to do something with some lines of code. Make it do something specific.
Can you come again?
A prompt is when you want a computer to do something by putting lines of code to
Okay.
make it operate.
Okay, yes,
Lisa.
exactly. Something like that. All right, your name. Okay, can't hold on for
Misa. Misa. Sir, I cannot hear you.
Sorry, just hold on. He's having some network issues. He'll be back soon. Sorry, guys, just hold on a minute. She'll be back soon.
Sir, are you there?
Yes, just hold on, please. He's having some network issues. He should be able to join soon. So just give us like 2-3 minutes. He'll join now.
Hello guys, can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. Sorry for the break in transmission. Sorry about that. Well, I'm back fully. All right. So I was asking a question on what you understand by a prompt, and I think I called Zion and Muhammad. So let's have Zion. What's a prompt, or what you understand by what a prompt is? Zion, are you there? Muhammad then. Muhammad.
Okay, so a prompt is a command which is given to a computer to perform a certain task.
A prompt is like an instruction given to a computer.
Sorry,
Me,
hold
sir.
on. Can I have, hold on, I didn't get Zion's definition. Can you come again? Zion, are you there? Who is iPhone 11 Pro
Yes,
Max?
sir,
Can
I'm
you
here.
mute yourself?
So I said a prompt is a command given to a computer to perform a certain task.
Good morning, it's Aisha joining with this one.
All right. So Zion, please, can you come again?
So I said a prompt is a command given to a computer to perform a certain task.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very
Me,
much, Zion.
sir.
Let me have Muhammad first. Let me have Muhammad first. Muhammad.
A prompt is like a specific request given to the computer to do what you gave the computer to do.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
Me, sir.
Okay, Daffy.
We learned that a prompt was input that you put into an AI image generator to get an AI generated image.
Okay, yeah, it also applies to that. Thank you very much, Daffy. One more definition and we move on. Just one more. Just one more. Any other person? All right, Jaden. I think you answered before, but yeah, let's have your answer again then.
Prompt is writing a line of code to make a computer do something.
All right, yeah, this is exactly what you said before. Yeah, thank you very much, Jaden. So we all did well. Thank you very much for your definition and understanding and of prompt rather. All right, that's very much correct. So according to what we have on our screen, which also relates to the definition I gave earlier on. So a prompt is a cue to do something, an action, all right? So, and also a prompt is a reminder or a sign or a tip to another person to act now. So this is basically giving or telling your computer to do something or telling someone to do something. It can also work vice versa. The person telling you to do something, then you responding to that person. All right. So that's how a prompt works. So it's just like telling your computer, telling, let's say, um, just like the AI tools that you use to generate images, like telling your AI to like Minecraft to generate an image of an alien. Yes, it will give a response to that, definitely, or generate an image of a boy. So those are examples of prompts, all right, those things that we did previously. And it also applied. So that one is for image generation. Now we have prompts that generates texts for us, all right? So you have prompts like telling let's say, for example, ChatGPT or Google Bard AI and so on, by telling them or these AI tools to generate or telling them to describe, let's say, an animal for you, describe a lion, or tell you what machine learning is, or to solve calculations for you by giving it word problems or mathematics, or telling it to write an essay for you, and so on. All right. So all these things will be explained for you. That aligns to the AI or what this AI tools does or do rather. So in computing, or before I go into that line, we have an example here. So if an actor gets a prompt from a movie director, they could jump off the table or start the singing phase of the movie. All right. Do we understand this scenario? You know,
Yes, sir.
you know how movies work. Of course, movies don't just come into production like that. There has to be a director that directs these actors and actresses to move. All right. So these prompts given to these actors are like jump off the table or hit some cereal or move to this direction or cough and something like that. All right. So those are examples of prompts. Okay. Prompts can be anything as long as you can get a response from that object or individual. All right. So a prompt always precedes an action, and prompt is the starting signal, like the whistle or race gun. The prompter is also the one making the command or signal. All right. So just think of you as the prompter, giving a prompt to your computer or a person. All right. So in computing, a prompt is also the command ready interface, ready to receive a command from the computer user. So this is where command prompt or your command line interface comes in. All right. And the mouse is a sort of prompt for the computer, but a visual user aided prompt. You know, when you're using your mouse, of course, it's also a prompt because you touched the mouse, and of course it's responding to you with its movements. Its movement is its response to you because you're using the mouse. All right. So that's also an example of a prompt to you. Also clicking as well. Then let's say moving to apps or the other, clicking and so on. Typing, those are prompts. All right. Then we have moving on to the command line interface, where you can type in prompts, example prompts. I'll just give a few that we can use. Then I don't know if we have any MacBook user here. You have to open terminal on your laptop. Then for Windows users, I believe you all know what command prompt is.
Yes, sir.
Prompt. Yeah, so open command prompt on your laptop now.
I don't know, sir. I don't know command prompt.
Just type command prompts in your start or your Windows search bar. Just search command prompt on your computer and open it. Okay, so click on Windows button or your start button, then search command prompt. Just like what you're seeing on my screen, it's an app. All right, it's a default app on your system, so you have it installed already.
I have it.
Exactly. So open it. Just open it.
Should we open the app?
Yes, open the app. Open the app. So you have something like this, a blank space, a black.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And again, if there's anyone using a MacBook here, you have to search terminal or just go to the terminal.
So your voice is not clear.
Yeah, you're
Just
not
go
loud. Sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, yeah. All right. So as I was saying, I said for those using MacBook, you go to terminal, just search terminal on your computer, then it's
I
the same
increase my own
interface you
volume.
have. What? What do you say? All right. So I believe we all have command prompt open.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great.
Sir, we all have a command prompt open.
What do you say? Hello.
command prompts are open.
Okay, great. So this is command prompt. Well, it's command prompt is basically used to let's say tweak your system settings, or to change file directories, or to modify files basically, and so on, and also to check your it's also used for network connectivity as well. Maybe to connect to a network like Wi-Fi and so on, to connect and disconnect to a Wi-Fi, to ping network addresses, or to trace your network, I think the IP address and so on. It's used for lots of things. As mentioned, in networking, your file directories and so on, or to check um what do you call it? Yeah, the documents on your system as well. You can also use command prompts to shut down your system or restart your system with a simple command like this. Let's say you have shut down with a backslash, then R. So this R starts for restart, then S starts for shut down. Don't press enter or don't shut down your system. I'm just showing you. Don't press enter. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is an example of a command to shut down your system or to restart your system. All right. Then you also have oh, that was a mistake. Then you also have the color. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Then you also have the color. You can change the color of the environment, or the text rather. You can see color A, or just type color. There
Sorry, just hold on for a minute. He'll join us again.
What happened to the class?
Please just hold on. He'll join us soon.
Sir, are you there?
System mistakenly shut down his system.
Hello guys, sorry about that. Exactly what I told you guys not to do was what I accidentally did. So sorry about that. I'm back now. Ah, jeez. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Just give me some seconds. All right. All right, so as I was explaining earlier on, I said you could use command prompts to shut down or restart your system, and also to check where your files are located on your laptop, like hidden files and so on, or to modify or change the file directory or file path and so on. And you can also change the color of the command line interface. Let's say color A, color B. Well, the color ranges from 1 to 0. So you can also have color 1 as well, like that, and so on, from 1 to 0, or I think A to G. Yeah.
Should we press enter?
If just make sure you do not type shut down and so on. So you type color, yes. Once you type color A, just press enter like that. All right. So I'm just explaining to you that these are example prompts that you're giving to your computer to follow. All right. So I told my computer to change color of the command line interface to blue, of which I just did. You can also tell it to change its color to I think this is light blue. Color 3 is light blue. What? Like that. Can you see that? So you can also clear this by using the CLS command. The CLS is a command to clear all existing commands
Should that be a space?
You can add a space after the color. Are we all following?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
I'm just explaining to you that with this command prompts, that you can also give prompts to your command line interface to do things for you, but it's not like the ChatGPT, the GenCraft, the UChat, and so on. This one is for the system itself. All right, it's for the system settings itself. I'll just say that for the system settings. All right. Although there's more to it, but that'll be going deeper into the command line interface for Windows, for the terminal, for the MacBook. All right. So these ones are just simple commands. Now the CLS, this CLS means to clear the existing prompt you gave to command.
What is clearing? Please, can you repeat it again?
CLS. That clears the existing prompts, the prompts you gave.
Hello, Mr. Adiola, you're fading off. Like your voice is not so clear.
Okay. Can you
There's
hear
something
me
wrong with
clearly?
you.
No. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a bit better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, I mentioned a command just now, CLS, which clears the existing prompts you given into your computer before. All right. So that CLS, as I just showed now, it cleared the color A, the color 1, the color 2 that I typed earlier on. That's what it does. So that means you're starting afresh, all right, from let's say your first line of code, your first line of command, they're given to command prompt, all right? Do you understand now? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then we also have another command.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we also have another command, just remember what we did in the Python chatbot, all right? It also applies to this. Once we are done with our commands, or once we don't have anything to do with the app again, what do we do in command prompts? We type exit, all right? So exit closes the app for us. Simple as that. Just like when we built our Python chatbot, we used the goodbye, see you later, and that was it.
Should we exit?
Yeah, exit. Just type exit, then click enter. Exit. That's to close the app or end whatever activity you have.
Sir.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Did every other person's own work?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So this also is it also calls back to the Python chatbots that we built as well, where there were predefined commands that we made use of, and the command that allows you to exit the chatbot or any activity for the day using that app. All right. So it's the same thing that applies to the command prompts or command line interface as well. All right. So do you all understand that, the concept of it? Hmm? Do you
Yes,
all
sir.
understand that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
move. All right. Great. 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 All right. So let's move on to prompt engineering basics. I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So prompt engineering. I already explained what prompt engineering is earlier on, which is just like giving instructions to your computer to perform a specific task for you. All right, as simple as that. So now we're moving on to the
Yes, sir.
basics. All right. So prompt engineering is a natural language processing by machines. You all remember NLP? Am I correct? The NLP. Who can tell us what NLP means? Natural language processing. What does it mean? Explain this. Was it when we were building our chatbot, and also I think that was explained during your
I
general
bet
meeting.
what uses natural language processing.
Yeah. So what is natural language processing? Who can tell us? What is natural? Simple definition.
I think the
Period.
natural language processing is just another way to process the chatbot.
Oh, no, not really. Who has a more defined explanation to that? Anyone?
To what, sir?
Natural language processing. What is natural language processing?
Can be defined as the use of high-level languages or languages that are close to the English language to give instructions to a computer system.
Okay. Well, thank you
Sir,
very
me.
much. All right, you.
Okay, natural language processing is the ability of a computer program to understand human languages as it is spoken and written.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, let me have Jaden then. Let me have Jaden before I give my definition. All right, Jaden. Jaden, yeah, I'm listening. Oh, we are listening. Okay, I can see 2 hands up. Muhammad, answer. Can you all hear me at all?
I can hear you, sir.
Natural language
Natural language
processing.
processing refers to the branch of computer science, and more
Okay.
specifically, the branch of artificial intelligence or AI.
Natural
Thank you.
language processing is concerned with giving
What did you say, Jaden?
natural language processing is concerned with giving computers the ability to understand text and spoken words in much the
Yes.
same way human beings can.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Jaden. If you all hear what Jaden said, that's a simple definition to natural language
Yes, sir.
processing. All right. So it's basically the ability for a computer to understand spoken languages, either in text form or in voice form. Okay. So that's what natural language processing is all about. It processes our spoken words or at words written in text form. As simple as that. Do we understand? So that is what our chatbots use to understand our prompts or anything we ask it, or anything or any text we give it, and so on. Just like our virtual assistants too, in our smart speakers. Okay, that is what they use: natural language processing and AI, and also machine learning. Those things. All right. So that's a definition for you. All right. So that is why we say prompt engineering is a natural language processing by machines. All right. So this means one can communicate with machines in our everyday language and syntax for the first time. as if you are talking to a teacher, coach, mother, or friend. All right. You can also say, "Hey, what is the difference between an apple and a banana?" to the prompt, and you get the response like a knowledgeable dietitian would give. All right. And you can also say, "Tell me more." And of course, it's going to give you more responses pertaining to that prompt or question you asked the chatbot. All right. And of course, it's going to continue the conversation until you tell it that you're satisfied, or you tell it thanks, and that's all. All right. Of course, you can give it more prompts like what is a lion? Um, who is the president of Nigeria currently? Who is the president of America? How many countries or how many continents are there in the world? List the oceans in the world and so on. Things like that. Those are prompts. All right. So those are examples of prompts that your an AI tool would understand and of course give you a response to, definitely. So just as I said, for the previous example, you could have said, "I'm done," close the screen with natural language, such as the Chat GPT. So when we're using Chat GPT, or let's say Google Bard AI, you can tell it thanks and that's it. You can tell it goodbye, "I'm done," close the screen, and so on, things like that. And just like the example we did just now, the exit for the command prompt or command line interface. All right. So things like that. So that is the example of, or that is what prompt engineering is, basically. All right. So moving on, or furthermore, when you speak with natural language, the listener just gets it, understands what you're saying without you needing to use only some particular words in a particular order. So we have an example here. Writes for me a scholarship application as an African student with a degree in chemistry, and suggest schools that offer the quickest application processing in Germany. So this is a normal thing you would tell a human listener, but not a computer. That is before ChatGPT and AI. Now AI understands you just fine, just as humans do. All right. And one question that we might want to ask is Google search done in natural language? But well, of course, no. Google search engine only requires you to fine tune your words to get the best results. So this is where, or this is what this means. That is by using, let's say, context in your search. That is, if you want to search for something on Google, like, let's say, what is, what is space exploration? Then maybe like adding something that you want to know about space exploration itself. Just be specific. That's what I'm trying to say. Just be specific with your prompt, or your the question you're trying to ask Google. All right. So it's not that it understands natural language like that, but you just have to be specific with your prompt itself. Okay. And we have this line. While ChatGPT and other AI tools can understand natural language, it can still give you a result different from what you intended. All right. So that is to say that um a prompt can have different meanings. This is called ambiguity. All right. When let's say two or more sentences have different meanings, or when you have a sentence that has like can have 10 meanings, 11 meanings, or 20 meanings, and so on. That is called ambiguity, or when a sentence is ambiguous. All right. How many of us know what ambiguity is? Or have you heard that word before? Ambiguity.
No, sir.
Where do I type that word? Well, ambiguity, let me type it somewhere here. So can we see the spelling there? That's the spelling for you, ambiguity or ambiguous, all right? So that is to say that a word or a sentence has different meanings, all right? Let me give, what instance can I give? Let me give an instance. So it's just like mobile phones. Let me say mobile phones. Of course, there are different types of mobile phones. All right, a mobile phone could be an Apple phone, an Android phone, a Java phone, and so on, things like that. All right. So that is what ambiguity means. Or let's say your parents told you to go and buy the scale. Of course, there are different shops you can go to. All right. So that means you can go to the first shop, you can go to the second shop, you can go to the third shop or the fourth shop, and so on like that. So that's what ambiguity means in a prompt, in a word, or a sentence. All right. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do we understand? Any question, first of all, before we move on? I want to make sure we all understand. Do we all understand? Well, any question, first of all? All right, no question. I just want us to understand what I'm explaining carefully. All right, so this is a simple instance we have here. Hmm? Can we see these two images here?
Sir, your voice is low.
Can we see these two images here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the first one says, well, the first one basically has a man with throwing a coin into a wishing well. I'm sure we're all familiar with what a wishing well is. Something that grants
Yes, sir.
wishes. Once you toss a coin or tons of coin into it, things like that. And you're familiar with what it does as well.
Yes,
Am
sir.
I correct? So we can see,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so we can see that this man placed a wish from, or actually something like, I want to spend the rest of my life in a rich woman's arms. Of course, this sentence has different meanings. So from the first image, you can see that it was a coin and he made his wish. Then this is the first meaning to it. Of course, a rich woman would love um something like this. This is a puppy. This man turned to a puppy, and of course, this is not what the man wanted. All he just wanted was a rich woman's money. That was it. But in another context, it could be that the rich woman has a puppy that just enjoys the money and the lavish lifestyle of taking care of that puppy basically and all. Having to wear dresses, getting haircuts, having baths and so on, things like that. So I want to spend the rest of my life in a rich woman's arms. Of course, that woman carries this puppy every time. All right, so that's the meaning to it. I don't know if anyone gets what I'm trying to say or the point. Or can someone give your own understanding of what I just explained?
Sammy.
All right, true. So it's just like what I explained previously, ambiguity. When a
Yes, sir.
sentence, a word, or a question has different meanings. That's what I just explained for you again. All right,
Okay,
let's have you.
okay, so this man, he wants to spend the rest of his life in a woman's arm. So the wishing well will think about it. So he turned into a puppy. And puppies are to be kept on the arm.
Yeah.
So his wish is actually granted because this is the only way. Because if it's like this, there's no way it will be on a woman's hand except it's a dog. So
Yeah,
his wish has actually been granted.
exactly. Do you all understand? Sorry, who just spoke now? What's your name?
Joshua.
All right. Do we all understand what Joshua just said?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I was trying to explain, and I has put it simply for you. Okay. So that's very great. So now this that I just explained is basically telling us whether the machine understood the instructions or not. Mhm. So I explained ambiguity already that tells us or gives us different meanings to a question, a word, and so on. And of course, this image that we have here. This is what the man pictured in his head. So that means the wishing well didn't grant him his full wish at all, but gave him something else. All right. So this also falls
Similar.
back. Yeah. So this also falls back to um you know, any AI tool like ChatGPT and so on. All right. You can tell it to give you a definition to this, and it can give you a different meaning. All right. It can tell you what a lion is, but of course, it will give you a meaning that you've never seen before. So that is why you have to fact check that using other AI tools. So that is what you mean by your AI tool can give you different answers to what you're actually expecting. All right. And that is what ambiguity is. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So now to
Yes,
explain it,
sir.
yeah, so to explain it further, we're going to be talking about hallucination in AI. Hallucination in AI. All right. I hope you can all still see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So hallucination in AI just refers to artificial intelligence that can create things that are not real. All right, like images, stories, or even conversations as well. Mhm. So it's a bit like having like imagining things, but the computer does it using patterns it learned from lots of data. All right. Remember what I said about machine learning yesterday, where um it learns from patterns to give us a clear understanding of what this sample image you gave to the machine is. All right. So that is how the machine learns. It learns from patterns from data. All right. Data like the images, stories, videos, and so on, things like that I just mentioned. All right. So it's a bit like imagining things, but the computer does it using patterns it learned from lots and lots of data. And I'm very sure we all know what data is. Hmm? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, great.
Yes, sir.
So looking at what we have on our screen, hallucination is an experience involving the apparent perception of something not present, that is something not real. All right. So when someone sees imaginary things, we say that person is hallucinating. Of course, normal human beings do hallucinate as well, whereby thinking of something that's not real. All right. Things like that. Something that's not real at all. And coming back to AI, when AI does not have answers, sometimes it has hallucinates and gives you fake answers. This is also known as confabulation or delusion. Hmm? We should be familiar with what delusion is. Delusion, because
Yes,
it's also a
sir.
synonym to hallucination, right? Where the machine confidently responds and gives you something that could be totally untrue. However, it does not happen all the time. So that is to say, an AI can be accurate today or for a second, then later on it wouldn't be accurate totally. All right. Do we understand? So it's just like the simple instance we did yesterday as well, the teachable machine. I think the first example that I did, I think, yeah, the time where I put my phone to the webcam, trying to identify whether this is a phone, a chicken, a horse, and was it, yeah, a computer as well. But the outputs it was showing us was just moving in different angles. That is, the chicken could be 21%, showing us chicken is 21%, um horses 22%, and the other ones like that. Meanwhile, I'm holding a phone to the webcam. But because it was showing that, because there were other elements behind the scenes. That is, what was present was my hand. My hand is not a phone, obviously. Okay. And other things in the background, like I think there was a picture in the background as well. So basically it was taking note of everything in that image. the patterns in that image. You could have let's say a chicken in the background, and it will show you, let's say you're holding a chicken and a phone in the background. It could show you 50% chicken and 50% phone, something like that. Okay. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Hmm? Are we all understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Ah.
great. All right, great.
Yes.
All right, great. So hallucination can arise when using chat GPT because the AI language model has been trained on vast amounts of data. Vast means a huge amount of data. This also falls to or recalls what we did yesterday by giving our machine sample images of chicken, about I think about 30, 40, and so on. Okay. So that is a huge amount of data as well, whereby your machine is trained with. So that includes a wide range of information, including both factual and fictional material. And some of the places or businesses you ask it sometimes existed before and do not exist anymore. All right. So also ChatGPT 3 and some other LLM used unsupervised learning. So this unsupervised learning is also a language model, rather, under machine learning. All right, but we're not going to go deep into that. It's something outside this as well. And let's continue with this. LLM actually means large language model. I think some of us wanted to ask that. It means large language model. And this large language
Sir,
model,
your voice is not loud.
sorry,
Yes, sir.
I think it's my network. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. It's better,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So the large language model are foundational machine learning models that use what we call deep learning algorithms to process and understand natural language. I'll come again. The large language models are foundational machine learning models that use deep learning algorithms to process and understand natural language. So these models are basically trained on massive amounts of text data to learn patterns and also entity relationships in the language. All right. So it's also similar to what we read earlier on the first line, talking about feeding your machine vast amounts of data, which ranges from information like factual and fictional materials and so on. All right. Then we have an example here where Alexa, Siri, Ego, and Cortana do a better job at saying, "I did not know that," or "I cannot help you with that answer," because they have not been fed with information like that. So let's use the teachable machine as an example. We trained our machine to understand that these images that we fed is like the chicken. We fed the machine images of chicken, phone, and horses. Now we want to test our machine out. But what we did was we gave our machine a sample image of a dog, of which we'd never given our machine before, which our machine has not even seen before. So it's not going to give us an output at all. So everything will be 0%. That means it cannot identify these objects at all. So now let's come back to things like Alexa, Siri, or Google, all right, or Cortana. So you can ask Google for something. Let's say ask it a question. Of course, this can also tell you that it doesn't know what this is, or doesn't understand what you're trying to say, or doesn't know or have any information on this particular thing you're trying to ask Google. All right. So it's just like let's use ourselves as an example. Of course, we go to school to learn, and there are some things we've learned, and of course, there are things we haven't learned. Even now, just like now, if I ask you a question, simply, what is let's say what is numerical computation? Of course, you don't know it. Do you understand that instance I gave just now? So everything I've explained.
Yes, sir.
I asked you a question, what is numerical computation? And of course, you don't know that. So this also applies to Google as well. If you ask Google a question that it doesn't know, it can tell you, I don't have information on that. All right. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you in also pertaining to hallucination as well. All right. So this is where some steps come in to stop your AI tool from hallucinating or giving you wrong answers or answers that don't even make any sense at all. We have some tips here for you. Yeah, we have 3 tips here for you. So the first tip for you is to be clear about what you're using ChatGPT, or when you're using ChatGPT rather. So this is basically telling you to use constraints and contexts in your prompts. That is being specific with your prompts. All right. So it's essential to be clear about what you want it to generate for you. This will help you avoid generating text that's beyond your expectations or that contains harmful content. Yeah. For example, if you want ChatGPT to generate a letter for you, you have to be clear about the type of language you want it to use and what kind of tone you want the letter to have. So let's say you were to write a letter to a friend. You were to write a letter to a friend. Who can tell me what kind of letter that is? Is it an informal letter or a formal letter?
Informal.
Exactly.
Informal.
Exactly, an informal letter. So you have to be specific, all right? So you can promise ChatGPT to write, because first of all, in your mind, you have the intention of writing a letter to your friend, and you just go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, write a letter like that. Just write a letter. So you have to be specific by using write a letter to my friend. Of course, ChatGPT is going to understand it an informal letter because you put friend there. But let's say it's an organization, of course, that one is formal. Okay, do you understand? Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another example of a clear or specific prompt is let's say hmm, sorry, let's go down. Yeah, let's use an animal as an example. All right, let's say you ask or prompt ChatGPT to tell you what an animal is, but in your mind, what you truly want to ask ChatGPT is what is a lion or what is a dog? That is what you're actually looking for, the answer to that question. But you just type what is an animal. So you have to be specific with the prompt you are giving to an AI tool. All right. It also applies to your image generation AI tools as well, like the UChat, the GenCraft, the Bing, and so on, the Bing Create and so on. All right. So you can tell that AI tool to generate a picture of an alien. Remember you were specific when you were trying to generate your image, like telling your image generator to generate an image that has an alien in a spaceship with let's say with a dog eating ice cream and so on. That is an example of being specific, and it gave you the image correctly. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, great. All right, great. Now, before we move on to the next tip, I would like to encourage questions. I want us to, I really want us to understand everything I've explained so far. Do we have any question? Any
Yes.
questions? Fine.
Sir. Yes.
All right, so let's have the first person, your name and your question. Is that Noso speaking? Hello. Who wanted to answer the question? Who wanted to ask a question rather? All right, so every other person that can hear me, do we have any question at all? Any question that comes to mind from everything that I've explained so far?
sir.
No. No, sir.
All right, so we basically understand everything I've explained, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. So let's move on to tip 2. Tip 1 basically explained to us that we should just be clear and concise in our prompts. All right, but when prompting our AI tool to do something for us, that was what tip 1 explained for us. Now we have tip 2, where you use appropriate prompts. All right, so using appropriate prompts can help you avoid generating text that's offensive, harmful, or too scary. For instance, if you want ChatGPT to generate a story, you use prompts that will generate a story with a specific theme or tone. All right, so this theme could be, let's say, an adventure, fantasy, comedy, and so on, things like that. All right. So now this also, can you also recall when we're using the generative AI image generative or image generation tools as well, the GenCraft, the Bing Create, where some of you were saying that when your teacher asked you to give an example of a prompt, and you were like generate an image that shows a dragon fighting someone and things like that, or was it a zombie apocalypse and so on, things like that. So those are examples of something scary or your AI too can find offensive, things like that. All right. So things like blood, violence, fighting, and so on. Those are something harmful, and also curse words come in play as well. So those things, should we say, are not appropriate for kids like you at all. All right, when it comes to your thinking, so you have to be more moderate. Just be moderate and appropriate in your prompt when you're prompting your AI tools to do something for you. Just be moderate with your prompts. All right, use the appropriate prompts that do not go against the guideline, prompts that are not offensive, harmful, or too scary. All right, do you understand? Mm? Can we all hear me at all?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
all right, great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's move on. We're getting
Oh, what do you want?
we're
What do
getting
you
there.
want?
So we have AI tools.
Wi-Fi.
So please can you mute your mic, whoever mic that is. All right. So we have to generation. AI tools for prompting and content generation. All right. So in generative pre-trained transformer, can we all hear me? I think my network is unstable.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So in GPT, there are many tools which are based on the large language model, which is the LLM. All right, I already explained the definition earlier on. And these have been trained with billions and billions of data. What?
APK, PC, download for PC.
What do you say? All right. Sorry for that interruption from that person. Let me go over it again. So we are on AI tools for prompting and content generation. In generative pre-trained transformer, there are many tools which are based on the large language model and have been trained with billions and billions of data. So these have given them intelligence comparable to human intelligence. But since this intelligence is not human, it is called artificial intelligence. All right. So now the chatbots are similar to the chatbots you created earlier in your Python course, the one we did in week one, of course. I think we remember that. Mhm. So these are more professionally developed and have a lot of training, unlike your own that had knowledge of only 4 to 10 things. Now, these examples that we are talking about are the Google Bard, Microsoft Bing, OpenAI, UChat, Jasper AI, and so on. Do you know that we have thousands and thousands of AI tools in existence? Do we know that?
Yes,
No.
sir.
Well, there are thousands and thousands of AI tools in existence. AI,
Wow.
yeah, so and we've explored some of them, just a few of them. Just like the Bing creates image generation tools, the Bing creates, the GenCraft, the
Canva.
Canva, and the is it AI or so on. You
You.com.
create, you.com, you create, yeah. So those were just a few examples of AI tools as part of the thousands and thousands of AI tools that we have in existence, all right? And we are going to learn how to use more today and this week as well, rather, all right? So these are simple examples where you have Google Bard, Microsoft Bing, OpenAI, UChat, and many, many more. All right. So now reading description for you. AI-powered chatbots are computer programs that use AI and NLP, natural language processing, to understand and respond to user queries in a human-like way. All right. So these queries are text or spoken words. All right, are prompts basically. So they are becoming increasingly popular as a way to provide customer service, answer questions, and complete tasks. We should all remember what chatbots, the application of our chatbots in our daily lives. That was a part of our lesson when building our chatbots, our Python chatbots. Can you remember that? Hmm? Can we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So some of these features of leading AI-powered chatbots that are available today include the natural language understanding, machine learning, context awareness, personalization, and scalability. So for the first one, we have natural language understanding. So this is basically the ability to understand and respond to user queries in a natural language format, such as text or speech, just like what I've been saying earlier on. Then we have machine learning, the ability to learn and improve over time based on interaction it has with users. All right. See, all these things I'm mentioning just now is it's just a description of sorry, just a description of the it's just a description of these chatbots. All right. It's a description of these chatbots or AI tools. Can we all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can we all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I was saying is this description that I'm reading out to you, all right, is a description of these AI tools that I mentioned earlier on. The Google Bard, the Microsoft Bing, OpenAI, UChat, and so on. All right. That is what they do and how they act, things like that. All right. So now moving on to context awareness, the ability to understand the context of a conversation, such as the previous messages that have been exchanged. Then we have personalization, the ability to personalize the conversation based on the user's individual preferences and needs. Then we have scalability, the ability to handle a large volume of conversations. So let's move on to these popular chatbots as mentioned earlier on. We also have their cost and a summary on each of them. ChatGPT. I'm very sure we're familiar with this, or I'm very sure we've heard of ChatGPT before. It's very popular. All right. So it's by far the most popular AI chatbot existing in the world today. And this chatbot is so popular that people think it's the only one existing. Meanwhile, there are thousands and thousands of AI tools like ChatGPT. So
Did people think that
ChatGPT,
was the first one?
what?
Did people think that ChatGPT was the first
No, not the
chatbot?
first. No, not the people think that it's the only one existing, like it's the only AI tool that exists. All right. Do you understand? Or it's the only chatbot that exists, rather. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what people think. All right. So ChatGPT is a natural language processing tool driven by AI technology that allows you to have human-like conversations and much more with the chatbots. So the language model can answer questions and assist you with tasks such as composing emails, essays, code, calculate mathematical problems for you, and so on. And of course, there are different versions of ChatGPT. We have the 3.5, the 4 and 5, and so on. And of course, this was built by OpenAI. ChatGPT was built by OpenAI. Then we have Google Bard. Google Bard, that is Bard AI. This was built by Google. It's also an artificial intelligence chatbot that can respond to users' questions. So I won't read everything for you. Everything is similar to what ChatGPT does as well. Although this Bard AI is also an experiment. All right. So it's not fully built yet like ChatGPT. It's just an experiment by Google. All right. Don't worry, we'll get to use it very soon. Then we have Bing. We can find this one in Microsoft Edge as well. They've already incorporated it into the Microsoft Edge browser as well. There's also a separate website for the Bing, which is called the Bing Chat. So the only software company bigger than Google in the world, Microsoft, has also produced an AI-powered search and chat tool called the Bing. So Bing is a search engine that uses AI to provide better search results, thorough responses, create a new chat experience, and the ability to create content like nothing before. All right. So you can see these AI tools are similar to each other. All right. They all perform some function or the other. And of course, some other facts you need to know is that Bing AI is built on ChatGPT 4, which itself was built on OpenAI, as mentioned earlier on. And of course, Bing AI, Google Bard AI, ChatGPT, they are free, although they may have the premium version, but they are free to use. They are very much free to use. Then we have the U chats. We have the U chats. So this also is just like the U creates that we used. U creates that was able to generate images for us based on our prompt. All right. So now this U chat is uses text. All right. It's similar to the chatbot as well. When you get chat, that means text, either text or spoken words. Right. So this AI is accessibly free. It's also free rather, and it just looks like a regular search website. It's powerful to discuss any topic. It has a natural language processor like the others too. So it can be a teacher, an informant, a research assistant, a doctor, and so on. So all these personas, even ChatGPT has them. All right, but Google Bard doesn't have it at all, as I've tested that as well, and you will do yourself. So we also have the GitHub Copilot. This is for programmers, just to assist them when they are writing some lines of code or coding, for a specific project and so on. All right, but that's not for you, but it's just for you to know that it also uses advanced natural language processing and machine learning to interact with humans. So it also helps developers analyze developers, talking about programmers, all right, of which I know some of us would become in future. All right. So it helps developers analyze their code to see what is wrong, give suggestions, and correct errors in real time. All right. And of course, it has a free trial, and yeah, it has some payments to be made after that free trial, just like some apps we may have encountered or used before. Then we also have the Jasper AI, which is used for creating AI content, all right, like blog posts, marketing copies, product descriptions, content basically. That's what it does. That's what it does. All right. So do we all understand all these AI tools that I explained just now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
just as mentioned earlier on, we don't have 5 AI tools. We don't have 10. We have thousands and thousands of AI tools in existence. So these were just a few explained to you to know that AI truly exists and machine learning as well. All right. So there's more to it, and we've just learned, let's say, the basics of it and the concept of it all. All right. I think I mentioned persona earlier on. Mentioned persona. So let me just explain this, then we'll move on to testing out those AI tools mentioned earlier on. So I'll put it simply to you. So your chatbots can have personas, all right? So personas are basically the character of your computer or the character of an individual, all right? That is what persona is. So you can see simple examples there. Of course, we as humans have different personas. We have an example here. Adiola can be or is quiet and happy all the time and likes to work long and always helps people. Then we have a second person, Jane, loud and friendly, moody at times, wants to be lonely. So you can see these two persons are different. They have different characters or different personas to say. All right. We also have other examples there. So I'm trying to say that we are different from each other. We can have different, characters, you know, one being quiet and the person being loud, things like that. All right. So that's what persona means. We can also have personas like, let's say, let's use jobs as an example. Someone that does, let's say, an astronaut and a pilot. Of course, these two people have different jobs, but they are kind of similar. But I'm just trying to say that they are different in that sense. All right, an astronaut and a pilot, or an astronaut and a soldier, or let's say a farmer, a teacher, a doctor. These are different personas. All right, they do different things. They act differently. All right, do we understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand what I explained by persona just now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's basically talking about characters of an individual or your chatbot or computer. All right, and we have an explanation under it as well, of which I've given a brief summary of that, talking about the AI tools that we've used. All right.
Hello.
So now let's get, this is also there for you to read. All right. So before we go further, or let's just go into using our AI tools. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start with Google Bard. We'll start with Google Bard AI. I have that open. So everyone in your browser, go to bard.google.com. Bard.google.com. Are we doing that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so are we all there? Bard.google.com.
No, sir.
No, sir. Where did you get it from?
Use your web browser.
Are we meant to sign in?
Yes, you're meant to sign in. All right. You need a Gmail account for that, your Google account to sign in. Just like you did with other applications you used previously. So you need your Gmail account to sign in.
So I don't know where it's.
What? What did you say? Yeah. Are we out there?
Yes, no, sir. Can,
The instructions
can
are
you
there.
please explain how to go there again?
Just open a new tab. It's still in your web browser, bard.google.com. All right, let me make it simpler for you. I'll drop the link in the chat section so you go there directly. I'll drop this in the chat section for you. So just click on that link. It's a website.
Sir, I've gotten my own.
All right, good. Are you signed in already?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So every other person do the same. All right. So go to bard.google.com as I've dropped the link in the chat section and sign in with your Gmail account so you can move on. Are you out there now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, but my own is different. It shows anti-prompt here, but it's not the way yours is.
Have you signed in?
That's right.
That's right now, but have you signed in?
Have you signed
I
in?
didn't have to sign in.
All right, great. So that means you're ready. It's ready for use then. No problem. Every other person, I hope you're all there now, so we can move on.
Mine is not working.
Mine is not working.
Are you
Sir.
sure?
So it's
Can I share
mine.
can I share my screen?
Please share your screen. Yeah, so what are you doing? I told you to go to bard.google.com. The link is in chat section. Oh, can't access this. All right.
It says that.
What browser are you using? I think this is Microsoft Edge. Can you go to Chrome?
Mr. Adiola, you can't use that email to access the platform because she's under 18. That's what it's here. Just like the time you had that same issue with some other people, they had to use their parents' account.
Sir. Sir.
Yes, yes. Kenny, do you get that?
Get what?
Can you hear me at all?
Yes.
Yeah, I said you need your parents' email to sign in to Google Bard AI. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just like what you did for, was it the U create the U.com site, something like that. All right.
Okay.
Understand. Yeah, thank you very much. So this also applies to the other AI tools that we would use as well. All right. So make sure you keep that in mind whenever you want to sign into a new AI tool online. All right. Yours is correct, Muhammad. Yeah, yours is correct. You already signed in.
Shaba, I don't know how to remove it from there because it's not letting me go away from that page.
Who is speaking? Tab now, that's all.
How do I remove it from the page?
Just close the tab, that's all. If you can get your parents to help you with that, no problem. But for now, just pay attention.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Sir,
I think he's having issues with his network again. Sorry, just hold on a minute.
Hello, guys. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as I was saying, are we all signed in to Google Bard AI so we can move on?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Michelle?
Yes, sir.
All right. And can we all see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is Google Bard AI. All right. So you can see some sample prompts that you can give Googles like this. What are some ways to make instant noodles even more delicious? Give me a table to track the depth charts for a cognitive basketball team, things like that. All right. Then we also talked about.
Sir, you're not loud.
We also can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, as I was saying, we have simple beginners like as we've just signed in as new users. We have simple examples for you, just two of them, which is what are some ways to make instant noodles even more delicious. So that's an example of a prompt you can give to your AI tool, and it will give you a response. So let's type that using our keyboard first of all. Let's type that before we use our own prompts.
Don't go and listen before.
Are we done typing?
No.
All right. type that quickly. All right. So this is just an example of a prompt you can give any AI tool. And
I'm done, sir.
all right. So after you're done with that, you click submit. This kite or kite like button that you see here, this arrow that says submit.
Yeah.
You click the send
Go
button.
and do it, Tino.
So on my end, I've clicked submit, also known as send, and now it has given me an answer or a response. Can we all see that?
Yes, sir.
Have you all done yours? Have you clicked send?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So this is an example for you. So I prompted Bard AI to tell me how to make noodles even more delicious. All right, and it gave me a response. So it told me here are some ways to make instant noodles even more delicious, and it gave me it even gave me step-by-step process on how to do it. All right, so you can see use better broth, the flavor packet that comes with instant noodles and so on, blah blah blah. Add vegetables, fry the noodles, add an egg, spice it up, get creative and so on. All right, can you all see that? And also even give additional things you can do to make it even more delicious. All right. Can you all see that? So this is the response you get
Yes, sir.
from that. All right. So you can also tell can also prompt Google Bard AI to tell you about a specific animal. You can tell me about a lion. Let's say tell me about a lion. You know, the way this thing is working is natural language processing, as mentioned earlier on as well. All right. So you can see the response he gave. A lion is the second largest cat species in the world after the tiger. Can you all see that? Hmm? Can you all see that the
Yes,
information
sir.
he gave?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you very much. And you can also tell it, let's say, you can also ask it who is the president of Nigeria today. So remember what I explained earlier on. Whenever you're giving a prompt to your AI tool, you have to type it, appropriately, concisely, and you have to be specific with your prompts. Any prompts you are giving any AI tool, just be specific. All right. So you can see the response it gave. The current president of Nigeria is Muhammadu Buhari. Well, it's giving us this response because it doesn't have or it hasn't been fed the a current update of what the world is today. All right. So the let's say probably the last time they fed this machine data was 2021, or the data that it has been fed with was up to just either 2021 or 2022, things like that. So can you all see that now? Hmm? So you can see that
Yes, sir.
you can see that this is an example of our AI tool not knowing our current president of today because it has not been given that information at all. It has not learned that information or data at all. So do you understand that? Hmm? So I've
Yes, sir.
explained for you how
Yeah.
to prompt, then this thing, our AI tool not knowing a specific answer to an information or telling us or giving us an answer that we don't we're not expecting rather. All right. So these are examples, and of course, natural language processing as well. I explained that for you. And we can also let's use persona. You can tell your AI tool to be, let's say, be a doctor. Say, be a doctor. Let's wait for its response. So it gave us something different. All right. So let's type in something else. So this is an example of when I was trying to explain to you that you should be specific with what you want your prompt to do. Because this doesn't really have a context, all right? So it just basically gave you this because that's what you thought you meant, or this is what you thought you meant, or what you want, all right? So let's type be a doctor. Be a doctor. Tell me what medical term is. Let's say what is. So things like that, but it's not really giving us the specific response like ChatGPT would give us. Remember I said Bard AI is just an experiment, all right? So everything we have there is just, it's just a little of what ChatGPT can do, basically, all right? So what I've done for you is explained how the natural language processing works through the text. You can even see a record button there, the microphone, where you can just speak to your chatbot itself by telling it whatever you want it to do, like that. Do you understand? And I also explain to you how to be specific, the tips basically on being specific with your prompts, being clear with your prompts and so on. Then using context and constraints, that is not using like harmful words that have violence in it, like telling it to give you ways on how to do so to this person or revenge on this person and so on. So you have to be careful with the prompts that you give to this AI tools, whether it's an image generation tool, whether it's a text generation tool, whether it's a sound generation tool, a video generation tool, and so on. You have to be moderate, all right, and use appropriate prompts, all right, of which I've done for you just now. So this one is just even a tip to the assignments that you're doing yourselves, all right? You can also rephrase these sentences. It doesn't have to be tell me about a lion. You can say describe a lion or what is a lion, things like that, all right? So it doesn't, of course, you can rephrase your words at any time or to any what choice of your thinking, all right? So
Excuse me,
like
sir,
that.
I have a question.
All right, your question, please.
Is it like the other AI image generators that you only have a few a day or some for life?
Sorry, I don't get your question. There are also AI tools. I think is that what you're trying to say?
No. Is it like the other AI generators that you only get a few a day or some for life?
Oh no, it's not that way, right? So that one is just there to tell you that it runs on a trial, all right? That is, you can only use it for a limited time. That's what that means. Do you get?
Can you go to Bing.com?
Yes, you can go to Bing.com. I think was it Daffy that was speaking now? Do you get my answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's telling you that you can only use it for some time, means that you can only use it for, let's say, a week, 2 weeks, or some days before you now have to pay for it, unlike some other AI tools that are free to use for life. Do you get the difference now?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So we can go to Bing, the Bing AI. Let me post the link in chat section for you. Just how this works.
Didn't leave I want to flex my love.
All right, the link is there for you in the chat section. still the same process. You sign in.
Sorry, Adiola, please. Your audio is having issues. Sometimes it just goes fades off.
Okay, sorry about that. So I said I'll drop the link in the chat section. So everyone can click on that, then take you to the bing.com. Are we all doing that? Hello?
Sir, I'm getting it. I'm done.
All right, good. Every other
Sir,
person, please make sure you're there already. What?
sir, I'm
So I'm
done.
not
Yeah?
following.
Yeah?
So I'm not following. I just logged in some few minutes ago.
Sorry, who is speaking?
It's me, Zion.
Zion, why did you stop?
This type of from.
I logged out like by 10 or something because of the command prompt thing. I mistakenly clicked enter and it started.
Sorry about that, but just follow what we are doing now. The link in the chat section, you click on that, all right? We're talking about we're using our AI tools now. Hmm? We're using our AI tools now. So the link in the chat section, just click on that. Link AI. Just click on that.
Okay, sir, I've seen it. Thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome.
Um,
All right. Are we all done? Daffy, what's
Sir, I don't understand. Mine isn't working. I
Daffy?
searched bing.com, but it's showing Microsoft Bing Image Creator.
All right, just share your screen. So I'll show you what to click on then. I actually dropped the direct link for you in the chat section, and someone has gotten it already. Well, share your screen anyways. Oh no, not this. See, just click on the link in the chat section. That will take you there directly. This is not what you're meant to do. Let's go to the chat section and click on the link there. Someone used that link and that person has gotten it. I think that's Mohammed also. Has every other person gotten there?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So
Yes, sir.
that link takes you there directly. So just click on that link and I think it's also a sign-in process, just like you did with Google Bard AI. All right.
Sir, I clicked on the link and it did not do anything.
Share your screen, Daphne. You didn't click on the link now. I don't see any tab that shows with you. The link in the chat section. That's what you should click on. I'm dropping it again so you see it. That is what you should click. I've dropped it again in the chat section. That's what you should click on. I've dropped the link in the chat section again. That's what you should click on, Daffy. Daffy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, so have you seen the link now?
Yes, sir.
So you can see Muhammad is signed in already. So every other person should just have something like this, all right? Just like what I have too. You can see Muhammad's own is correct as well. So it's the normal sign-in process like you did with Google Bard AI. Same thing. Just click on that link, sign in, and you're good to go. It's totally free. All right. So I think we can move on. Are you done, Daffy?
Sir, my computer still isn't doing anything.
Are you sure you're clicking the link at all? Or just get your parents to assist you?
Maybe you should copy the link and paste it in the address bar. Can you copy the link?
Daffy, can you copy the link?
Yes, sir.
All right, so just copy the link to your web browser, then click on enter, that's all. So I think we can move on now. Daffy, are you done now? Just a few minutes left.
No, sir.
It's not still working. Daffy, what's the issue, please? And we need to move on.
My mom is helping me.
All right, all right. Are you done now, Daffy?
Let us continue. Time is going.
All right, I think we'll just continue now. So it's still the same idea of when we use the Google Bard AI, all right? So you have no issues at all. So we can just move on then. All right, so now we are on Bing AI, all right? So this is also similar to the Google Bard AI and the other AI tools that we'll use as well, like the UChat and the Chat GPT, all right? So this, suffices for all those other AI tools as well. What?
Didn't use Chat GPT.
What?
We didn't use Chat GPT.
Yeah, I said we are going to use that as well. All right. So I'm just saying that this would suffice for those other AI tools as well, although we'll still use that tomorrow. All right. We'll use that tomorrow. Okay. So this is the last AI tool for today that will continue tomorrow. Do you understand? Do we all understand? Yes. What's your question?
I think that.
All right, let's move on then. So we have Bing AI. This is the interface for that, the Bing, also known as Bing Chat. All right, and we all know that it's an AI powered copilot for the web, where we can use it to search for something and it will give us a quick or instant response. All right. So we can see some sample prompts we can give to the Bing AI or Bing itself. So you can see, you can ask complex questions, get better answers, get creative inspiration, and so on. So complex questions like, what are some meals I can make for my picky toddler who only eats orange colored food? So basically anything actually, you can ask your AI to or your chatbot any questions.
AI chatbot.
What is, let's say, what is let me type this thing here. Let me type ambiguity. Something like this. Anything that you don't know. You can even change your conversation style from here to more creative, more balanced, more precise, like that. All right. So that's an option for you. So you can see it's already generating the response for us, similar to what the Bard AI also did for us. All right, so you can see ambiguity is the quality of being open to more than one interpretation. As I mentioned previously, explaining the difference or the meanings to a particular word, a sentence, or a question. All right. And that example, the image that we explained for us, where we have or add a man wishing for something, but he ended up being something else. All right. So that is to say, so that's just an example of a prompt. Basically, you can also ask any other thing like, teach me simple math.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
When I entered my own question, the thing showed me, sorry, looks like your network settings are preventing access to this feature.
Wow.
So exactly, like in bad, my account, it says that my account can't go into bad. And it says that because of Google, I'm a Google Workspace admin. And I even tried creating another account, it still didn't work.
Wow. Sorry, share your screen. But I thought you guys said you were logged in already. That's what I was asking previously. Click on try bad. Bad isn't supported for this account. So sign in. Let me see what it says. You're sending to Google Workspace. You must also be over it. You're using a child's account as well. So that means you have to use either your parent's account or another Gmail account, all right? That doesn't have these restrictions. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. But my mom's account works on bad.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You cannot use bad with an account that has a restriction for, over 18, or rather less than 18, all right? You can see the instructions. They must also be over 18 to access bad, something like that. So I think you're using a child account. Do you get?
So Google has already told me that my account is mine since I became 13. So I don't know why it's doing this.
Okay. Do you have any other accounts? You can try that out as well. You can use your mom's account.
No, I just put a new account and I tested it.
Yes.
It gave me this error, but
Yeah, they would need to, if this is a child account, the person that is handling the parent account would need to enable BAD for you. So probably they've not done that, or maybe Google is still seeing it as a child account. So you still need another account to access BAD.
Okay. Wow.
So let's just move on. Just try and watch and
All right.
understand.
All right. So who was the second person that was having an issue? Who's the second person?
It was me.
Okay, what's the issue? Share your screen.
Okay, sir.
Can we leave?
Share your screen.
Yes, I'm coming. Sir, can you see my screen?
Yeah. So it looks like a network setting of the access. Sure. Wow. Refresh this browser again. Refresh this page again.
Okay, sir.
You could have just clicked on the refresh button actually.
Sir, can you send the link again?
Just go back to your browser and type Bing.al.
Okay, sir.
New tab. Bing.al.
Sir, what did you say?
It's even
Bing.
there for you. That B to your left. Yes, click on that. It's there for you. Bing chat. All right. Just click on that. It's there for you. So it's still showing the same thing.
Sir, if you are done.
I don't know what that issue is.
Leave.
Just hold on. I
Yeah,
don't know that
can you leave?
I think you should use another browser. All right. I
Sir,
think that's
if you are done, can you leave?
Yes, sir.
yeah. All right. So just pay
Sir,
attention for now.
sir, if you are
Okay,
done,
sir.
can
Hold
you
on.
leave?
We are not done. Oh, hold on. Okay. So now back to the last prompt I gave the Bing AI. I told you to teach me simple math, but the response he gave me was to go to Khan Academy, which has lots of math tutorials. All right. So that means it cannot teach me math like a teacher like that. All right. So you just give me some sources I can go to, and that's it. And of course, you can ask it, difference between algebra and geometry, things about math basically, or English, what are pronouns, what are verbs, adjectives, figures of speech, and so many other things, right? Things you don't know basically, or things you want to get information about. All right, just like what we did for the bad AI 2. Do we understand? Hmm? Do you all understand, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do we have any question before um, we finally close? Any questions? Any question? All right. It seems none. So I guess we all understand everything that was explained today on hallucination in AI, what prompting is, how we use the command, um, line interface, then some examples of prompting of the AI tools, rather AI tools and content generation tools, and so on. Oh, that's good. And I also explained the natural language processing again and machine learning as well. All right. So tomorrow we'll continue with the other AI tools. Then after that, we'll do the assignments that we have. All right. So just make sure you practice the use of these two AI tools that we just signed into, the Google Bard AI and the Bing AI. All right. So just practice with it, then come up with simple prompts that we will use for tomorrow's AI tools, ChatGPT and UChat. All right. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So don't forget to practice. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I can't hear you clearly. Your voice is low.
Yeah, that's every other person heard. So I'll repeat myself again. I said you should practice the use of these AI tools, Bing and the Google Bard AI. All right. That is by thinking of prompts and give it to it, and just look at the responses it gives. Then you can also try out that same prompt, then see the response it will give to you. Things like that. Just for you to understand everything that was explained today. All right. Then also think of prompts, just like maybe write it down or have it somewhere so you can use it for ChatGPT and UChat tomorrow. All right. Do you understand? Hello. The person that asks you
Sir, can we
said
leave?
you didn't hear me. All right, that's it for today. Mr. Victor, anything for them? Any question or any contribution to them?
No, nothing from me, but everyone should try and practice, get prompts that you want to try out tomorrow, and again, be early to class. If you are lost on anything, remember you still have your courseware on codeminus.com. Go there, read through, and try and understand. If you are still having any issues, let us know. I will put you through. Take care of yourselves and have a nice day.
Sir, is there assignment?
All right. Don't worry, that assignments that you have there, we'll do it tomorrow, okay? So we have to learn how to use the AI tools first of all. We're not done with the AI tools yet, all right? So that assignments we can do it tomorrow, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but what if we can do it today?
yeah, if you want to do it today, you can, no problem. All right. I'm saying the reason why I'm saying we should not do this is because we have not explored ChatGPT and UChat. Yes, that's why. All right. But if you want to, since we've done Bard AI and the Bing, you can do the assignments. Then you complete it tomorrow. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. That's it for today, folks. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Have a nice
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone. Have a nice day.
You see there? Make it so